Two of his alleged victims, Pernilla, Sjoholm and Cecilie Fjellhoy, are now joining forces.
They're hoping to raise awareness of romance fraud with their new book, Swindled Never After, and they join us now. Thank you so much for being with us today. Cecilie, let's start with you. So you took part in the documentary in 2022.
Yeah.
You wanted to share your story and raise awareness. It was a few years ago now, so for anybody that hasn't seen it or has watched it, but the details aren't as sharp as they were, can you fill us in on what happened?
Yeah, the trailer still gives me chills when I see it. So, no, was on Tinder, just moved to London, matched up with this man and got into a relationship with him. Was amazing, you know, the best boyfriend. And then a lot of times they get into trouble and he needed help and needed security. And in the end, I had lost over £200,000 to him in high interest loans as well.
And it sort of, at the start, felt like a sort of fairy tale. You were sort of led to believe he had loads of money and all this stuff, and then it just sort of started to take a turn, essentially.
It always takes a turn, and then that's when it becomes abusive. And that's when you're so deep into it, so it's very difficult to get yourself out of it.
And how much time did this kind of encompass that this kind of was happening?
For me,
because there were private jets, there was security, there was apparently his child and the mother of his child. So everything you were seeing really seemed to be legitimate.
It's like a network involved in it. It wasn't just him, right?
Yeah, like you meet people that he knows. Like for me, it was 6 months. I think for Pernilla, it was even longer, you know, almost a year. So.
Yeah. And you were led to believe very quickly, weren't you, that his emotions and feelings for you were very true?
Yeah, it felt like the perfect, you know, I felt really lucky to have met him, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, sometimes we meet criminals.
Yeah. So you had a romantic relationship with him, but Pernilla, your relationship with him was slightly different, wasn't it? What happened with you?
I mean, we turned out as friends, so we hanged out as friends for several months before even the fraud occurred. So, and in my
case, did you meet in the same way as Cecilia?
Yeah, we met through a dating app in the beginning, but turned out as friends.
Right.
This is what I found fascinating about the documentary. Watching it again last night, watching it when it was first on, but how sort of both of your stories almost pieced together different parts of the puzzle of what was happening. So it was like both of your story together really gave the full picture of what was going on, really. It was fascinating. It went so deep.
When would you say, Cecilia, for you, it started to click that something wasn't quite right?
Well, when nothing is going right. No transfers are coming in, you know, giving a check that can't be cash. Like, it was just so much. So it was just one time where I was like, I have been defrauded here, and I contacted a bank that came with 2 special security agents to tell me that this is a long-time fraudster who's been convicted of this before. So yeah, it's a bit of a shock.
And you, Pernilla, you found out when journalists contacted you, right? And said that he's involved in something, and then it all sort of tumbled from there. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right. I started to have suspicions before, but I definitely got my suspicions confirmed when the news reporter contacted me.
And what was, obviously there's a huge financial impact for both of you, but, you know, emotionally and mentally, what was that impact like?
I think the psychological and mental abuse that you had to go through, that was the worst. It wasn't about the money. Of course, the money impacted your life, but the emotional abuse was definitely the hardest part.
It's feeling that someone has been, like it's been cheating on you. When you get to know that he's been traveling around, meeting other women, going on dates. Like and just to know that you can't trust yourself anymore. Like, I thought that he loved me and he cared for me.
I think when you see that part of the documentary as well, don't you, that he was kind of having this relationship with you, and the money that was being used was from another woman, and then the money he was taking from you was being used for another one. And the jigsaw piece just kept going, and there were so many people involved in the end. It was so shocking.
We have to say that he do defraud companies and men too. So kind of like the money that he was using was not just from women. And that is kind of why we wanted to write the book, because there's so many things that wasn't part of the documentary as well. Yeah. Because that's the notion, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And a bit,
sorry. How did you feel with the outcome of the documentary when you saw it?
For Pernilla?
I felt that the outcome was amazing. The documentary was phenomenal. It was great, but it's hard to cover such a big story in a full documentary.
Like when we saw the amount of people that were reaching out to us who had been defrauded or just been in abusive relationships, that's when we understood that this is huge and big and important, to that people realize there's so much more than the money lost. This is not a victimless crime.
Yeah.
That a lot of people are feeling, well, it just lost some money. That's it. It's not what it is.
And as someone personally, I've been caught in sort of an online scam, essentially, myself, sort of years ago now. I still get people every week sort of messaging me, being like, I've been involved in this. People have tried to sort of involved in some sort of extortion online to do all this. And just you guys reaching out, making this documentary, putting a face to it as well, to try and stop him, because I know that it's been difficult to sort of charge him criminally, and that's been difficult as well. But now you've put it all in a book,
Yes.
Swindled Never After, which, by the way, fantastic name for a book. Absolutely incredible. You must have been very happy with yourselves when you came up with that.
But it's not just the story of what happened, is
No. Like there's so much more. The fight for a lot of fraud victims truly begins after the fraud. You know, how to be taken seriously by police. What are you going to do with the debt? You know, the mental anguish, and like that battle for the both of us are depicted as well. And of course, how it is to make a documentary, how it is to be public about this, the reactions of people.
Because reactions are always varied.
We also have the experts and everyone in the book as well. So it's not only me and Cecilie. We have interviews in it and psychiatrists and everything as well.
And obviously, the online dating now is so massive, even bigger now than when the documentary was made. Like, what's your advice to people who are online dating now?
Pernilla.
And that is, make sure who you are interacting with. Different type of studies show different thing, but some say 1 out of 5, some say 60% is fake identities when you date online. So try to make sure who you are interacting with.
But you guys know firsthand that's not as easy as it seems, is it?
Sometimes you can meet them in person, so I think it's just really, really important to take it slow and talk to people around you about who you're meeting digitally, who you're bound to meet up with, because the people from the outside might see this abusive relationship you're in, but you might not see it. So love bombing, urgency, all these type of things that they want to drag you in quickly.
Has it kind of made you super cautious now with the dating world? I mean, I would imagine.
I can imagine that.
As I say, there's nothing to take from me now. So, like, if people try to defraud me, it's like, okay, try me. But, like, but I'm still online dating, but I still haven't been in a long-term relationship. So I think it has had an effect on me, like, subconsciously. And
what about you, Pernilla? Has it made you super cautious of any kind of new friendships?
New friendships, but I have moved forward. I have a family now. I have twins at 2.5, so I live a family life, so happy not out in the dating world today with the deep fake and AI that is being used today. But I'm definitely cautious, but I think I've sort of stabilized much more than I was in the beginning after the trauma.
It's really interesting.
It is, isn't it?
And it feels like it's only going to get more difficult with all of the advancements in AI and technology and all of those things of knowing who you're speaking to at any given time.
Yeah, and if that person is real.
Oh,
or a machine.
So much.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate it.
The so-called Tinder Swindler, Simon Leviev, denies all of the allegations made against him. We reached out to him ahead of today's interview, and he sent us this message.
First of all of these nonsense allegations are false, is absolutely not true. I haven't took a cent. It's a lie trying to get out to con you, the viewers, in order to try to get out empathy, in order to try to victimize themselves, and they calling them in a cynical way survivors, fraud survivors. They're not survivors, they're not fraud survivors. And I wish them a great life, and that's it, and just stop lying.
What's your reaction to seeing that?
Is that hard to watch?
Yeah.
He just continues.
Fraudsters, so he's not alleged. He's only not just prosecuted for our case, but he has been in jail 2 times. So a fraudster will always be a fraudster, so nothing about this surprises me.
And also a video made in quite a nice hotel with quite a nice watch. Still to come.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.